Well, good evening to you all. Good evening. I've dropped myself in it a little bit. I had an exchange of messages with young Trish, you know, the young, good-looking wife of that frazzled old bearded banjo player, and I explained that I was probably going to cook myself a sausage toad today, a toad in the hole. And of course, being from the colonies, she didn't know what that was, and I said, do I need to make a video? And she said yes, and I said okay then, as you do, without really thinking about it. I want to make a sausage toad because in the fridge I've got some sausages. I like toad in the hole and I do need to eat tonight. But of course it sets me several preparatory tasks which I was putting off until February. You know, washing up, cleaning the kitchen, washing my hands before I do things, because I can't make a video about cookery in a building site, can I really? So for the next hour or so I'm going to try and knock this kitchen into some sort of shape so that I don't embarrass myself too much. Toad in the hole. There are no toads in it. That's the first thing. What there is flour, egg, milk, sausage. You can use slices of corned beef. In fact, you can use anything you want really, but a sausage toad, of course, is sausages. Now, this is very French France, and something that you will discover if you move here is you pretty much can't buy sausages how the English understand them to be. However, I brought some with me. In France, a sausage is very much different. It's more almost a blood pudding. But I brought some sausages. I've got some milk. I've got some French eggs. So, yeah, very shortly we'll get on and show how to make a sausage toad. And after it, I am very much expecting our Peak to make one according to the instructions. I think it's only fair and reasonable. But goodness gracious, did you know there was a table there? I thought it was a mound of stuff. Anyway, clean table. Making a sausage toad, we need all sorts of things. The first thing, of course, is we need proper sausages, and we need a dish, and we need a jug to mix things in, and we need flour. Now, I've read all sorts of things. You can use plain flour for this job. My mum used to use half plain and half self-raising. Yeah, we'll see. We need eggs. In case you don't know, their eggs came out of a chicken. Actually, they came out of a supermarket, but prior to that they came out of a chicken. Traditional recipes talk about 3 tablespoons of flour, 3 eggs and 3 tablespoons of milk. I'm going to use 2 eggs because it's only me here. We need some milk and we need something to break the eggs with. Right, okay. First off, we need to partially cook the sausages. Now, the oven is hot. The recipes all talk about temperatures and gas mark this and if it's a fan assisted. Well, I'm working on guesswork with this one because of course my oven burns coal and I can't control the temperature inside it. So we'll get some sausages browned while I mix up a batter. Right, the sausages are now in the oven. That is not a tablespoon, so we are going to be making this up a little bit as we go along. No harm in that necessarily. One more for luck, how about that? Right, let's pop that out of the way. Now, we make a dimple in the middle of it. That's a dimple. What do I want? I want some to put eggshells on. Look away, because you'll all tell me this isn't the right way to break eggs. It's the way I always do it. If you do it right, there's only a little bit of eggshell gets in there. Now that's fine. A bit of eggshell never hurt anybody. Right, clever people use a whisk, maybe an electric whisk, maybe a hand whisk, but I use a fork because I ain't got a whisk. And the idea is to try and get all of the lumps out. One thing we don't want in there is lumps. Right, semi-skimmed milk. And again, you are supposed to measure it, but you know, measure twice, cut once, or something like that, isn't it? But a nice sloppy batter that's going to pour easily. Now, when I was a kid, my mum used to use beef dripping for her fat in the dish. I'm afraid I haven't got any beef fat, so I'm going to have to go all modern and slimline and use a vegetable oil today. Never mind, I'm sure it will work. Let's pop that back in the fridge. That's still a bit lumpy. Oh, what else do I need? Oh, I need something to put the sausages on while I pour the batter in. Right, improvise. Right, the idea is you now make sure that the fat or the oil or whatever it is you're using in the bottom of the dish is really, really hot. Yeah, really hot. And really I should do this on the hot plate, but I'm not sure about doing that on this oven. But there we are. Right, then we pour the batter in. I don't think I made enough batter. Okay. And that of course starts cooking straight away. So we want to get our sausages back back in there, and the whole job back in the oven double quick. And we leave that to cook for 45 minutes, which gives us time to peel and cook potatoes or whatever other veggies you're going to have with it. Well, there we are. That's one of the difficulties with cooking in a coal oven. It's actually burning round the top and it's not really cooked in the middle yet. So I've taken the shelf out of the oven and I shall put it back in the oven with the door open to finish off that bottom. Look at that. Sorry it's a bit burnt round the top, but that, ladies and gentlemen, and Trish, is a sausage toad in the hole. To finish the dinner, obviously you add to it your own choice of vegetables and potatoes and whatever sort of gravy you want, and you eat and enjoy. And what I expect to see sometime next week is the Banjo Basher having a go at sausage toad.